Hey guys and gals and others, welcome back to my YouTube channel and a podcast review. And before I get started, I just wanted to apologize to say that I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been sick, but now I'm better and I'm ready to get back into action. We have so many films we gotta do, and we need to bring back Indie Wednesday. I loved it doing it on my channel, and I want to promote more African American films and just showcase more people of color films as well, to just showcase importance of those films and why I think it's important. Now today's our special video. We're doing a review on a TV show synopsis, which I haven't did in a long time, which is a hit show called Apple. No, it's not Apple. Oh my god. Sorry, it's called Physical, produced by Annie Wiseman and directed by Craig Giuseppe, and one of my favorite actresses, Rose Byrne as Sheila Rubin, Roy Shovel as Danny Rubin's, Sheila's husband, Dedre Farrell as Greta. Now, for one, I just want to say that this show was fantastic. I'm surprised they didn't get any Emmy or Golden Globe for their performances. Okay, now let's explain what the show is about. First, primarily, the first start of this season is about a woman named Sheila who lives a middle-aged type of housewife type of household and lifestyle. But with that, there are some problems with her, such as her husband, which kind of doesn't really pay attention to her. He's not really attentive. But besides that, she also struggles with bulimia. Now, if you don't know what bulimia is where you constantly eat and you throw up what you eat. I loved how they showcased this in the first season because it showcases the sneakiness and lies that Sheila creates from what she wants and needs from people. She even does this to Greta, which is kind of her friend, and she does this just to get a camera to film her aerobics classes. I believe that the character does this not to play a villain exactly, but to almost trick people into lies and, I guess, scheme them in a way to almost have the illusion of perfection. And I just love the whole plot of how perfection and lies ultimately kill you, as it's showcased. Her binge eating causes the family to become more broke, with even getting more worse because Danny is at a loss for a job and he runs with Mayor with absolutely no money. This causes Sheila to pick up the broken pieces and find a type of job to gain income, which becomes her vice. Aerobic workouts, which is an amazing, but before she started gaining money from it, she did it as a coping mechanism to help with her eating disorder and to help her family with issues. But now she's putting it to the test by marketing it in the DVD forms, trying to make a profit off of it. The girl who invented it and showcased it to her, her name is actually called Bunny. Bunny was played by Della Sheba, sorry if I say your name wrong, which started doing small classes in the gym. This has caused Sheila to venture out and become partners with her. The season ends with Sheila and Danny cheating on each other, lashing out on each other, ultimately drifting apart. Sheila gets her own solo career, and Greta gains more self-respect. Danny is completely devastated by losing the election. I actually loved this season. The cinematography and acting sequences are on key. I love how the characters act out. It's almost like they are embodying the role of these characters. It's absolutely phenomenal. The job, script, the writing, it deserves a lot of praise. And to be honest, I loved how real it was with Sheila's inner thoughts, showing us how we think wickedly and angrily, but won't talk or say a word about the issue and quickly avoid it as people. Now on to season 2. I loved this season because it showcases how dark it was and the level of sickness that Sheila and her affair often causes more destruction. And now a new dynamic between Sheila being the boss instead of Danny, causing a newfound issues in the house because the power struggles of both Danny losing himself as a person and Sheila overthrowing Greta, who invented the dance, and also cheating on Danny, ending in divorce. I think that this season was also one of the greatest ones too, because it just showcases kind of the levels of gaining success is and how to become a rising star, and just she had to do a lot of messed up stuff just to get to that point. and it kind of showcases her trials and errors within her life, and just almost how to gain a lot you have to hurt a lot of people, and it was very unfortunate to see that. Now, season 3 takes place a few years later. Sheila's past is starting to haunt her even more with a new startup to fame. It eventually ends with Sheila leaving fame behind to start her new company for people who have eating and food problems. This comes to realization her addiction is what it's led to, and how it started. Realizing all she needed was herself, not dance, not fame, not money, herself. I love this show because it brings up the essential question of the day: how perfection kills. This is shown in the show repeatedly for multiple characters, but today we'll be focusing on Sheila's character. In the early start of the show, it is established that she's trying to sell the DVD tapes, which I went over. She needs a camera recorder, but she can't afford one, obviously, because her family is very poor. So it takes upon her to go see her friend Greta, which is also, Greta's really rich. And because she steals the camera from Greta, her husband goes ballistic and ends up firing the maid for falsely accusing her. Well, it was like basically Greta's husband falsely accused the maid, which caused him to fire her because he thought she stole the camera. Whew. But what Sheila fails to realize is that the maid had children. The maid had children, and they were even struggling even worse because I think they were living out of a hotel, which is even horrible. But at the end of the day, Sheila's video does become a hit. And this is just one of the perfections this is one of the examples of how perfectionists kill. Sheila being or trying to be perfect in her own way caused her to have more breakdowns within her marriage by staying skinny and trying to be more desirable, but nothing really worked. At the time, season 1, Danny does not really care for Sheila when needed, resulting in her giving up hope within the marriage. Because of self-doubt, she started binge eating and throwing up her food, spending money on saved money, and ruining the family's stability and income. In life, you can consider Sheila maybe a villain or a bad person, but I don't think so. I love her as a character, not only people, but with some people, even myself, I loved her art. It showcases how each time she tried to become perfect with something, she used depressants, and by going about that, using depressants to become successful, she damaged and even almost killed herself. Not killed herself, I wouldn't say, but she almost really ended up doing damage to herself by the end of season 1. Now in season 2, she becomes even more dangerous and even more lethal because one by one, she kind of knocks down people in the household by her being also the breadwinner. Her being the breadwinner really isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is the lies, with her not eating for one, causing mental drain and stress within her. It's later revealed that her problems of the ED are coming from a trauma response. For I believe her uncle had made SA'd her at a young age. Unfortunately, because of the starvation, she ends up twisting one of her ovaries, resulting, I think, in not having children. Later in this season, it becomes more apparent that she's in denial and shuts down mentally and starts becoming even her worst enemy by lashing out against the people she loved, like her daughter. The constant lies she would tell Greta and Danny despite their ultimate success. Her lies and hatred for herself landed her to be alone with Greta, still being there for her and Danny. But now in season 3, it shows Sheila being alone. That's why I love the ending. It represents the sense of unclarity. I think they should have gotten into season 4, but as a whole, I think it was time to stop it in that point. And I loved how they stopped it at a weird camera angle point, because it showcases that with her newfound success and business with fame, her aspirations that she was filled and wanted in season 1 all come to an end with a result of being alone and having no one. Even Greta was confused to understand why she wasn't happy, but truly it's because of the lies. I'm pretty sure season 3 has a theme of reflection within oneself. Now with the dream goals, how can you live on? How will you do? As showcased by Sheila running back to the affair and running back to people who she's wronged in the past, but realizing there's nothing to go back. She realizes that she has to love herself within to regain her self-worth of who she is. I believe that's why this story pans out with only her, because it showcases that throughout thick and thin, she did all of this really, I don't want to say for other people, but I want to say like it was a lot of her life goals were for vices, not really for her actual self. It's what she wanted, but it's not what she mentally needed at the time, basically. And also, it showcases that she tried to be perfect and everything, and then ultimately lie throughout her whole life, pretty much, towards like the whole show, causing all of the people that loved her to kind of leave her, but not leave her, but now more distant from each other because they have their own thing. And also, it showcases that now she just has nobody and she's gone. And it showcases that basically you can do what you want when it comes to desires and wishes, but also it showcases that don't do it in a way where it causes you ultimately to be alone. And I just love this show, and I just love the show's direction, and I just wish that there was more to it. I give this show an 11 out of 10, 100%. This was a phenomenal show. Please like and subscribe if you want more essay videos, because I am happy to do them. It's just they take forever, but but like and subscribe and comment below what you would like next. And that is it on the Alien Review.